Welcome back to Big Red Radio. This is Bet the Mortgage. Every week we give you our favorite bets for the college football weekend. Last week, not a very good start for us. I went 1-2. Zach went 1-2 as well. 2-4 as a group. Really bad start. I got saved by the North Carolina blunder. I bet on TCU -3.5, so that was a big win for me. But we can regroup and finish strong this week. Definitely the opposite of what we started out last year. We started out 14-0, so already behind the eight ball on that. But stay tuned in, subscribe, hit the bell, like the video, follow us on all the socials down below. All right, Zach, I'll let you go first. What is your first bet of the week?
Yeah, my first bet is one that I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy to think it's an easy one, but Illinois -3 versus Duke. Illinois is a really, really good football team. I mean, a lot of people are saying this is a top 10 football team. Do I think Illinois is a top 10 football team? No, I don't. I think they are. I think they are like 18, 17, like around that range, right? Like I think they're a very good football team. The thing is, I don't even think Duke is close, right? Like I genuinely don't think Duke is close. Yes, they had a really good win against a absolute cupcake week one, but it's in Duke, but it's not like Duke's a tough place to play in. Like Duke is not hitting any high rankings on tough stadiums. 3 points for an Illinois team with one of the best defensive units in the country, a quarterback in Luke Altmaier that you just always have to think is a weapon in any situation. Great receivers and a great coach. I mean, this is a win every day for me.
Yeah, so that one worries me a little bit. I do if I had to bet on it, I would follow you and I would bet Illinois -3. You just never know, man. Like Illinois lost two NFL level receivers last year. Duke has a new quarterback who did struggle against Elon, like you said, a complete cupcake in week one. Ended up pulling away late. I'd be worried about like a backdoor cover just because Illinois, likes to play a style where they keep it low scoring. They're not really going to blow a lot of Power Four teams out. So I'd be worried about like a fourth quarter touchdown that brings it to 2, and then Illinois just runs the rest of the clock out. I'm not betting on it. It's not on my slate, but if I had to, I would also lean Illinois in that one. My first one is Miami of Ohio +14.5 against Rutgers. Rutgers just isn't a good football team. They're worse than they were last year. They barely beat Ohio last week, and Ohio's a really good team. But then also Miami of Ohio kept it close with Wisconsin last week. I think Wisconsin is better than Rutgers. I wouldn't be shocked to see Miami of Ohio win this game. So 14.5 just seems like a complete lock to me.
Yeah, my next one is Arizona State -6.5 versus Mississippi State. I know a lot of people not a fan of this. I don't know. I don't know that Mississippi State's really that good of a football team. I think they're okay. I do think Arizona State is a very good football team. They definitely have a good quarterback. I think they have a good coach. Very, very controversial coach and just the way he coaches. But I think he is a very good coach. I think it's a very good team. I don't know, -6.5. It's a touchdown win. Yeah, I like it.
So that I wouldn't bet on that. I'd actually bet the other way on that one. Last year, Mississippi State only lost by 7 to Arizona State. I think Arizona State has gotten a little bit worse since last year, and Mississippi State has gotten better. Obviously, that's not a perfect comparison. You can't just put those things together and expect a different outcome. Arizona State only beat Northern Arizona by 19 this past weekend.
Yes.
Mississippi State
Yes.
didn't look great against Southern Miss, but they definitely looked better. It's in Mississippi State. I don't know. I would bet Mississippi State. I wouldn't be shocked though if Arizona State, won this by a couple scores. So you might be right. I just disagree with the pick. My next one is Army K-State under 48.5. K-State, I mean, what can you even say? They just haven't even looked good at all. They're playing in, their third straight game since coming back from Ireland, coming back and struggling against FCS North Dakota last week. I don't see the juice with this offense. And Army, as bad as they are, I think, the way they play, they like to control the clock, eat the clock, keep time of possession. They're going to keep the score low. 48.5 is way too many points for this one. I think it ends, even if K-State blows them out, I think it's like 28-3. That's almost 20 points less than what the total's at right now. So it's just not enough scoring for me at all.
Yeah, one that I actually looked at was Kansas State minus, I think it was 17.5. Yeah, Kansas State minus 17.5 was one I looked at. It's too many points. It's too many points to call it a lock, which is what I want to give on this show is right. Locks, right? You talk about bet the mortgage, right? They better be locks on there. Yeah. This next one, not necessarily a lock, but I do think it's a good pick. Iowa State -3 versus Iowa in Ames. The Iowa State defense, shockingly, versus the last few years is actually very good. Crazy enough, the Albany defense is not really that good. Right? Right. Surprise, surprise, after watching that game, the Albany defense really isn't that good. You shouldn't be punting, two, three drives in a row. Like, that shouldn't be happening, right? Go in Ames. It's going to be one of the most hostile environments you play in all year, probably the second most, because number one's probably going to be Lincoln on Black Friday. Gronowski looks like a glorified running back. Like, Gronowski looks like the white version of what all the NFL scouts thought Lamar Jackson would be, right? The receivers aren't great. The Iowa defense is good, but it's not stellar. Rocco Becht looks untouchable out there. Against Kansas State, I mean, the guy couldn't miss. Obviously, last week they play a cupcake in South Dakota, but again, couldn't miss, right? I think this one takes Iowa State by 10 almost, but I think -3 is a lock for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. So my last one is UCLA UNLV over 55.5. We saw both these teams last week, or I guess all year, because UNLV's played 2 games now, but refused to play any sort of defense the past couple of weeks, as I said. UCLA obviously letting up 40-plus to Utah. UNLV has now played 2 games, allowing 26 points per game, and they've played an FCS school in Sam Houston State. So both obviously far less talented than UCLA. I think both teams find success in a lot of it. It's only a 2.5-point spread, so I think they're really expecting a close game, and I think if it's a close game, they're just going to be going back and forth. I think it's going to be, a game where the team that gets the ball last is the team that wins. I don't know who wins. I hope UNLV wins, just because I think it'd be a funny situation. UCLA is at a terrible spot right now, starting 0-2, losing to a Big 12 team that bad, and UNLV would be an all-time start in a bad way. So the over, I think, hits easily. I think this could be like a 42, 30, 38 game. I mean, I think it can go all the way up.
What if both teams' offenses are just too bad to score them?
I actually think UNLV has a decent offense, and I think Dan Mullen knows how to run an offense. I think UCLA has enough talent to find success against a bad Group of 5 defense. Sure. Maybe they don't. Maybe UCLA is just terrible and they can't find any success all year. Maybe Nico just doesn't see it. I think he's going to struggle for sure. I hope that as talented as I think he is, he wouldn't struggle that much against UNLV. So yeah, I think the over smashes on this one. All right. So you went through all your picks, right?
Correct.
All right. So that's all we got. You got anything else before we sign off?
Nope.
All right, we will see you guys next week. Make sure you follow us on all the socials. That's where you're going to see the clips. That's where you're going to see all our picks condensed into short form content. Make sure you subscribe. Comment down below your biggest lock of the weekend, and we will see you guys next week.